Let's create roof tiles here. So I will go here with shift and right click to place origin here, and let's create first one. So shift A plane, and maybe I want on X axis maybe only 10 centimeters. So I can type here 10 cm or centimeters, maybe 12. And I will now press SY to scale this to about here. And now I will press numpad /key. So first one, this back to our scene, and but second one, when we press this, we can isolate only this one tile here. Now I will go to tab to edit mode, 2 for edge select, and I will go with Ctrl R. And now I will bring this little up and Ctrl B. Just maybe 3 loop cuts here. Now A to select all, Alt E and extrude along normals and scale this up. But I think it is important in which direction you go. So if you go up, you get correct face orientation, but let's go with Ctrl Z. If we go down, I think we now get incorrect face orientation. So to fix this, you can just press A and F3 flip, or you can recalculate normal, so calculate outside. Okay, now this is correct, and we can disable this face orientation, and we can go with numpad 1, shift DX. And now I want to rotate this on y-axis, so RY 180. Let's place this here. But we now have 2 objects. I want to keep this as one object because I will now use array modifier. So Ctrl J. Now I will go here under modifiers, add modifier, and generate array. Now I will just increase this count. And I will add another array modifier. But now on x-axis I will set this to 0 and on y-axis 1. Now we can array this on y-axis. And now if we go with tab and we go to edit mode, but we have only 2 of these in edit mode, and I will now press R, X. But now I will go here. I don't want offset of perfectly 1 here, so I will move this little inside, maybe 0.9. And we have roof tiles here. Now I will go with numpad /key. I will now select everything which is part of this house, and I will press M, and I will add this create new collection, and I will call this house. And next time when we want select this house, we can just go with right click here and select objects, and now we can press numpad /key. This is now not so important because we don't have too much objects, but for example in this scene it is pretty hard to select all this object and isolate this, or for example move this. So here is very important to create okay, I didn't create here last time, but I created here. So for example, when I select this object, I can go with right click and select objects, and I can select whole house, and I also parent this with this empty cube if I need move this house, but I will show you this later. Okay, now we can go with numpad /key to bring this object here, and let's place these tiles. So I need more array here to about 21 on y-axis, and let's now increase this on x-axis. Now I will go with numpad 3 to write orthographic and Rx to rotate this on x-axis, and I will now try line up this with this roof. So Rx, and I need more this array on y-axis, so I will count this to 26. I think these tiles look pretty small. We can go to edit mode and press S to scale this. Now they are bigger, but we now go outside of this house, so I will bring this little down. These roof tiles are visible in render, so you can see how this look. So we can see all these details, so I think this is pretty important. Now we can add some imperfections, but to do this we need apply this array modifier, and you can click here to apply one by one, but you can also go with right click and convert this to mesh. Now we apply all these modifiers, and if we go to now to edit mode, you can see that each of these is separate part, and we can now go with L. For example, we can delete few of this with delete vertices, and we can go again with L, and we can go with R, Z or Rx to rotate this little on x-axis, or Ry. But you can see that we rotate this from center of these objects, but if we switch this to individual origin, we can rotate this from individual point of each of these selected objects, so Ry. One thing we can also do here, if we for example select few of these here, and if we enable proportional editing with G, we can edit whole this part with this brush. I will do something like this now, and also maybe here. Okay, let's do similar thing here. Okay, and we can go with tab to go to edit mode, select this part, and to add some imperfection of this part we can go with Ctrl R to add loop cut, and now we can go with Ctrl B to add few loop cuts here, and let's add one with Ctrl R here and also few loop cuts here, and now we can use proportional editing to edit this to affect this part here. And I see this small roof here, so we can go to edit mode with tab, and we can press L over these two parts, and I will just duplicate this with Shift D X RZ minus 90. Okay, but without proportional editing, so RZ minus 90. Let's go with numpad 7 to line up this with this roof, and now S to scale, but again we use I will go with Ctrl Z. We use this individual origin, but I will set this to bounding box, so Shift D X RZ minus 90, numpad 7, line up this little with this roof, and S to scale and bring this down. Okay, let's go with L, and let's move this here so we can see this silhouette of this roof here. Let's create this porch here, so I will go with Shift right click, and I will go with cube, numpad 1, SZ to scale this on Z axis, SX to about here, numpad 7 and SY. Okay, we can go with SZ little more. Now I will apply scale, so Control A, apply scale, and I will go with tab, Control R for loop cut, Control B, and maybe Alt E to add little more details here, and we can press L and Control B to add bevel. And let's create these columns here. So I will go here with Shift and right click. I will start with cube, S to scale this down, SX to scale this on X axis, SZ and maybe SY. Okay. Last time I created these small parts here, so let's do this now. I will go with SZ to scale this on the axis again. And now I will go with Shift D, RZ 90 and SY. Scale this Y axis, numpad 3, and let's move this to about here. Now I will move this to about here, but before I will go to edit mode, Control B to bevel this, but first tab to go to object mode, Control A, apply scale, edit mode and Control B. Now I will go with Shift D X, and now I will click and I will go with Shift R. So Shift R in Blender is to repeat the last step, and we will just repeat this duplication here. Okay, and we get this. Now I can go with Control A, apply scale, and I can go with tab to edit mode, select this edge here, this one, and Control B, just one bevel, to add this nice detail. Okay, now I will create another column here. So Shift and right click here, and I will go with cube, scale this down, SZ to scale this on the axis, SY, and let's apply scale. And now I will go with Shift D, Z, and I will scale this all down, and SZ to scale this on the axis, RY 45 to rotate this on 45 degrees to create this part here, Shift D X and RY, rotate this on another axis, and we get this detail here. And now we can go with Shift D X, place one here, and maybe one here. Okay, let's just add some imperfections. So tab to edit mode, Control R, maybe one here, and Control B. Let's create this chimney here. So we can go here with Shift and right click, cube. Let's we can enable this reference here, but reference is out this local view. So I will select this, and I will go with select objects to create select all house and this reference here. And now I can go here, and I will go now with S to scale this down, SZ, scale this little on the axis, and let's now disable this reference. And now I will go with tab, Control R 3 to go to face selection, and now with Alt I can select hold this loop and Alt T extrude along normals. Now again L and Ctrl B to bevel this.